All right, sports fans, I want to show you this nursery that I've built here and give you some tips on doing it. I hope this will help you. Right now, my camera's trying to access this again, but you can see there is the camera's view of inside my nursery. But that's going to be for a later video where I can do the time lapse and everything on it. Let me pull up a ladder here, so I'm going to want to get up on top and show you a few things. Now in here is that camera. Now these are just a $20 WYZE, that's Wise camera. Now this is the version 3, and they run $20 to $30 depending on where you get them. You're usually cheaper, go ahead and get them directly from Wise Labs. Okay, in here now, on constructing this, one thing I did is I covered the walls of this using this Mylar blanket. And you can get like a 10-pack of these blankets. They're 52 by 84 on the size, and they run like $1 a piece when you buy them by the 10-pack. And I lined the walls with that. Now when I did it, I don't know if you can see, yeah, back there in the corner, I used these large tongue depressors and a staple gun and just stapled them right up to the wood. I wish I'd have done this prior to putting in all my shelves and that, because it really got to be a problem. Now down below here you can see that I have a 110 outlet. That was stock in the house already there. And again, you can see the tongue depressors there holding that Mylar down. Now all of these shelves can just come in and out. They have enough weight to them that they set themselves on there, and you can see that, well, it's hard to see, but all I did is I used a 2x2 for the cross piece on the back and the front of these shelves. And these wood shelves just fit on there. Now my lights, I made a frame. Let's see the easiest way to show you that. Well, here you can see it, I hope, is just a 1x2 frame that I hold the light unit in, and they are just up there. I took the end pieces off and screwed them in there. Where I don't have the canopies and that on there, I was able to make these things narrower and shorter than what the whole light unit was, so I could get them in here. I'm pretty limited. This is only 50 inches wide. Now up here I used a double set of doubles for the top shelf, and up here in the corner I've got a computer fan in each corner for air circulation. Now also, each one of these shelves has its own switch here. If I flip that one off, there's my bottom switch. Get that camera moved. I'm going to kill that thing yet. Dropping it off there, it's magnetic. And I can turn off each shelf as needed. And when I'm starting seedlings and I want bright light in there, I go ahead and use the top one too. Now all of my lights in here are LED. They're 6000 K and 2000 lumen, and they work just fine for doing this stuff. And I have no problem with starting seeds. I even use these in my grow room for doing my leafy greens versus the the actual grow lights. Now, everybody takes and tells you that they're using T5 bulbs. Well, T5 doesn't mean a thing. All that is the T designation, and then the 5 is the size of the bulb in 1/8 of an inch. So if you're using a T5, it's 5/8 of an inch is the size of the bulb itself. If you have a T8, that's 8 1/8, so it's a 1-inch bulb. And a T12 is going to be 1.5 inches. Now, I want to show you what I did up here on the top of this. I took and went ahead and down there on the bottom where that outlet is, I went ahead and come through the wall. I made a hole up at the top and just run Romex down and tied right into that 110 outlet. So let's go up here on top and look at this. And I went ahead and put a box in there. Now, I have a light inside this castle that can light up different colors. It's LED. And I also have my fans here. Now, these fans, the power supply on it comes from the inside power box that I have right here. So I can hook that up using my timer there, and that fan comes on when the lights come on at 6 in the morning till 9 at night, which gives me the 15 hours, whatever it is, that I need to set my grow lights. Now, this timer functions all of the power for these. This connection up here is on all the time, so that doesn't affect the use of the timer. And on each one of these, I put their own box to it, and I'm using a plug for the light. So each one of these, I can either use the switch or unplug that light if need be. Now, that wood frame that I've done here that holds these lights, it's not affixed to anything. I can take, and I'm using paracord right now, and have these tied up in their uppermost position. If I want to drop that light down lower, I can just take and short or lengthen the amount of paracord that I have holding that and drop it down as far as I want to drop it down. I use chains and that on it, but I found that even with it set right where it is, my plants aren't getting long and leggy that bad. Now in here right now, I've got a whole bunch of corn planted, and that's what you see up there that is so high. I also have a humidity meter and temperature in there. Now in here on the temperature, when you use these heat mats for your seedlings, they keep this thing about 10 degrees warmer, the ambient temperature. So at night, when the heater's not going and you're on your sleep cycle to where it drops down to like 60 degrees, it still maintains this chamber at about 70 degrees. You can see there in the last 24 hours, my low temperature in here down that bottom left corner was 69.6 degrees. So it keeps us at a nice temperature for the nursery. If it's getting cold, all I do is plug in one of them heat mats if I don't have any seedlings happen to be setting on one. And I went and got a whole bunch of a pack of a big pack of corn at Bi-Mart, which is the equivalent of a mini Walmart, and out of 144 starts, I only got 47 of them that actually germinated. So I went and planted more in all of the holes that didn't come up yesterday. So I'm waiting to see how that works out. And these are all going to go out into the main garden when it's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip to some stills of the construction of this so you can see what actually I did in different steps. So it's sort of going to be like a slideshow put on the back end of this video. All of these, the framework in here was all done with 2x3s, and the cross pieces on the shelving was done with 2x2s. Now, if you guys haven't ever checked out the Habitat for Humanity's resale store, you're missing the boat. Now, like all of this shelving that I got, these are those organizer shelves that they use in closets and that. Now, these were cut to where they were, I think, about 40 inches. And I got 5 of these in here for $5 total. So that saves you a bunch there. The plywood up here that this roof was made out of is 3/4 inch plywood, and I got a full sheet of it. It was used, but it was in good shape. It was even painted on one side. And that whole sheet of 3/4 inch plywood was $5. These lights, I'd gotten these lights, now they were brand new in the box, and I got 5 sets of them, and it run me $10 a piece. So I went ahead and grabbed all 5 that they had. I've only used 4 of them in here. All these cheap shop lights that they had at Lowe's without the bulbs were $14.95. And on the bulbs now, they had a pack of these on Amazon. There was 25 bulbs for $96. And then they had a deal on there. If you signed up for their credit card, they give you a $100 credit. So the $100 worth of bulbs, I actually got the bulbs free, and I didn't care for the credit card thing, so after a few months I just closed that out. Okay, well that's what we got going here, and how I went about constructing this this whole seed starting cabinet. And the wife, when we started this, she only wanted 2 shelves. Well, if you're going to make any effort, you might as well go all the way. And the way I looked at it, if this whole nursery thing doesn't work out, this can be converted into a pantry by just taking the plants out. So it's a win-win no matter what happens. If we don't continue on using or doing the hydroponics and that, we're ready for whatever life's going to hand us as far as whether we need a pantry or we need something to grow fruit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch from this over to the stills